coffee before we teachy.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name's Rachel, Ray. What Ray reads, follow me on Instagram. So you might be wondering what we're doing in today's video since I'm wearing a particular look. No, I'm not going to Chiltern. It's not my first day at Chiltern. XOXO Gossip Girl.
You know you love me. XOXO Gossip Girl.
I'm living that fantasy, but really, I'm just dressed for dark academia, even though I don't really read that much of it. But we're doing a fall TBR, and as you can see here, I've got quite the stack of books. There's a few books that are on my fall TBR that I'm just going to show on screen because I don't have them yet, but this is the physical fall TBR that we're working with. So yeah, let's get right into it because why not? Hi Milo. Hello.
Hello!
Come here. Apparently Milo wants to sit. Oh, you want to sit here for the video? Oh, give me kisses. Oh, hello Jealousy. These are the bebes. Oh, where is Bebe's chamber?
Where is Bebe's chamber?
I'm sorry son, you can't sit here.
You can't sit with us!
Okay, so the first book is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. This is my current read. I'm 100 pages in and I'm loving it so far. I've had this recommended to me loads and it's been on my TBR for ages, but I just randomly picked it up because, you know, she was called out to me. It's a contemporary book about an artist in Newcastle in the UK. It just follows her chaotic life in Newcastle and an opportunity she gets to have a show in London in an art gallery, and it just follows her and things that go on in her life. If you've never read any like regional UK stories before, you might be a bit taken aback by the accent, because in this she writes a lot of it in the Geordie accent, which I personally like. Anyway, it's nice to see some northern regional representation, and it's a bit dark and gritty, so that's one for the fall TBR, which is currently getting read. Next, The Manningtree Witches by A.K. Blakemore. I got this when, over a year ago now. It was like the book of the month at Waterstones. I got it like near the beginning of when I got back into reading and sharing it on my bookstagram. I have like a bit of a fascination with like the Salem witch trials, the history of witches in general, because let's be honest, it's just sexist. All that hysteria about, you know, she's a witch, let's burn them at the stake.
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one.
It's all because, you know, insecure men didn't like that women had something to say.
She's got a point.
This one is set in England in 1648. It's given the Crucible vibes, the Arthur Miller play. I read that recently and quite enjoyed it. I'm sorry if you can hear things in the background, it's the dog. But anyway, that's the next book on my TBR. The next book is, I'm pretty sure it's a true crime book. I got this for my birthday. Was it last year now? And it's set in 1969. Jane Britton, an ambiguous graduate student at Harvard, was found bludgeoned to death in her apartment. As you know, I am into true crime podcasts and documentaries.
You basic.
Since it's set at like an Ivy League prestigious school and it's obviously a dark subject, it's kind of dark academia. I haven't read a real true crime book since I read I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, which was her book about the Golden State Killer. But I've heard this is supposed to be really good, so dark academia but true crime, I'm reading it. Next we have a classic, Carol by Patricia Highsmith. I've watched the film and loved the film, set around Christmas time, and this is about two women. It's like a love story about two women.
Gay rights!
In America in the 50s, is it the 50s? 52 it was published. Obviously that wasn't allowed, God forbid gay rights exists.
Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
Since it's like a wintry tale and gay rights, I'm like, full TBR. Next we've got another classic, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This one has been on my TBR for ages. Ew! And I got this, paid full price for it. I did want to thrift it, but I was struggling to find a good quality, well looked after thrifted copy. So I picked it up when I went to Hay-on-Wye from North Books. Stunning, you know, classic cover. And this is said to be kind of like a gothic horror, perfect for spooky season.
Trauma. What does trauma really look like?
I'm not even really into Halloween, really. More of an American thing. We don't like go OTT in the UK. I suppose we are more so now, but I've never really been into it that much. But gothic horror set in a long time away. I don't know when it's set, but yeah, gothic horror. And I believe that it inspired the Taylor Swift song Tolerate It from, was it from Evermore or Folklore? I don't remember, but you can Google it if you're interested. And it's called Rebecca, and that's my sister's name, so I'm reading that as well. Next we've got Antarctica by Claire Keegan. I've mentioned in a few of my other videos, as you know, I stan Claire Keegan. I wasn't even aware of this book, but when I was in Hay-on-Wye again, I got it from the same shop that I got Rebecca, and it's a short story collection. So I picked it to be in my fall TBR simply because it's called Antarctica and that sounds cold.
You're joking.
Sorry if the light changes, but I'm trying to film in natural daylight since it's just superior, but it's kind of starting to set a bit now, so we'll try and be quick.
Sure, Jan.
The next book is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I hope I've got that right. I'm not the best with pronouncing names. Bit of a chunky one. 548 pages.
Not going to entertain.
I wouldn't really say this is like a wintry read, but the colours are given autumn, you know, the orange spine. Copperhead just makes me think of like fall. Plus it's a big book, so since I'm going to be spending more time indoors, I might as well read a bigger book.
Working on my night cheese.
Everyone's like been raving about this, giving it 5 stars. I've never read any of this author's work before, but it sounds right up my street, and it kind of seems similar to On the Savage Side, Tiffany McDaniel's books, where she writes a lot about people from Appalachian Mountains in America. I find that really interesting because it's not really a subject that a lot of Americans talk about, because I think it's a lot of working class people, and you know, they like to brush over them in America, so, and in the UK, to be quite honest with you.
I said what I said!
So yeah, that's the next book. Next we have a book that has been on my shelf for far too long. It's also a book that I'm pretty sure Rory reads in Gilmore Girls. Is The Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath. Are you a Sylvia Plath girly? Because I'm a Sylvia Plath girly. Those deep, sad, Piscean emotions. Sylvia Plath, she's there for us. She's our girl.
Oh my god!
And since, you know, it's cold out, we're going to be feeling our emotions, we're going to be all cosy.
Fuzzy, comfy socks.
Let's get depressed. No, let's not actually.
Tell them they need to get a sense of humour, because that is a joke.
I'm fascinated by Sylvia Plath's life and her story, and The Bell Jar is one of my favourite books, so this is like a must read for me. I've seen a lot of other people reading it, but because it's such a long book, and I don't imagine, you know, it's probably going to make me feel not the best since she struggled with her mental health. I've been putting it off because I think it could be a bit heavy, but it's definitely one I want to read before the end of the year. So another classic, Withering Heights by Miss Emily Bronte, a classic that most people probably read in English class or in school, but I never did. We didn't read this, or I wasn't in class when we did read it. So the Yorkshire Moors, that's where it's set, isn't it? It's set in the moors, pretty sure it is. And they're like quite wild and chaotic and cold, and it's the north of England where, you know, we're in England, it's windy, it's cold, it's dreary. It just makes me want to be cosy and have a cup of tea and a blanket and read this classic novel by one of the most famous female authors.
Okay, work.
And I'm actually planning on going on a trip to Howard, to the Bronte Museum. I've actually already been a few years ago now. It's like a really cute, quaint little village. I was thinking maybe I could do like a vlog there, so maybe I'll do that while I'm reading this, so it goes hand in hand Withering Heights by Miss Emily Bronte. Next, I have some questions for you by Rebecca Mackay. Hopefully I pronounced that right. As we've established, she's not very good with names. This one is dark academia, I believe. I don't actually know very much about it, but I know that it's set at a boarding school. Is it? Yeah, a New Hampshire boarding school, so it's given dark academia. It's given Chilton. It's given XOXO Gossip Girl.
You know you love me.
I'm pretty sure some sort of crime-based thing happens. That makes me think of also the true crime book that's on my list, which is We Keep the Dead Close. So I just thought, yeah, dark academia. And as I've said, I'm not really into dark academia, but I like to give books a chance. And the reason I'm not into dark academia is because, right, I'm sorry to say this, and you're probably gonna drag me, but I hated The Secret History. I'm sorry, but it's my truth. I can't lie anymore. It was just like insufferable, I'm sorry. I like unlikable characters, but waffling on for like an extra 200 pages when it could have been a lot shorter.
Drag her, slay her. Sipping on that true tea, hunty.
I just didn't like the characters, and I felt like our main protagonist in it get a backbone, you know what I mean? Have a few unlikable characters, but you've got to give me something to redeem me, to hook me in, to make me think, you know what, I'm going to make excuses for what they're doing. I'm going to go along for the ride, even though what they're doing is morally bankrupt. First of all, it was just too long. Pretentious, flowery language. And I know everybody loves Donna Tartt, but I've read one book and maybe I need to read more, but Secret History just made me want to throw it at the wall.
Oh, calm down. Calm down.
And I feel bad saying I didn't enjoy it because everyone in the book community loves it. Oh, dark academia. Sorry, I hated it. Second to last book that I'm going to talk about is physical books. I'm going to add another book that I don't actually have yet, is The Cautious Traveller's Guide to the Wastelands, which is an absolutely stunning edition of a book that I was gifted by W&N Books. It's set on like a long train journey through, is it Siberia? Let me look. Yeah, Trans-Siberian Express. It's just given Wintry Wonderland journey realness. Just loving the green colour. It's given dark academia. Yeah, it's just something that I'm drawn to read in the winter months. The last physical book that I'm going to talk about is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. And this is another one that's been on my shelf for far too long. It's given fall vibes, given cozy fall vibes, and it's about a group of women who, it's a secret network of women, a legacy of poison and revenge. I'm hooked. Revenge. A group of girls that are going round getting revenge.
Oh, slay. Big slay.
Can I join, please?
Yes. Love that journey.
Sign me up. Someone call poison control. And finally, the last book that is on my fall TBR is a book that I physically don't have. Cry Me a River. Tiny Violin. It's Rouge by Mona Awad, and she's the author of Bunny and All's Well, which I'm actually waiting for my thrifted copy of All's Well to arrive, which I ordered off my girl Vinted. But I loved Bunny. Unhinged, girly gang. I'm there. She's got like a really unusual dark way of writing female characters, and this one it's kind of been branded as like a gothic horror fairy tale. It's about the beauty industry and how we've become obsessed with like youth and youthfulness and beauty treatments. That's all I really know about it, to be honest, but because it's an author that I like and I'm interested in the beauty industry and a lot of things we need to look into and talk about regarding the beauty industry and our current society's obsession with youth, and I need it. I need to read it. Well, I don't need it, but I want to. Gothic horror girlies. I'm there. That was my fall TBR. Let me know if you've read any, what you think, if you like them, you dislike them. I'm preparing to be dragged in the comments.
Get her, Jade.
If anybody actually watches the videos, bring on the onslaught. But yeah, like the video, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll be back with another video soon. So thanks for watching. Bye.